never had any formal education. And yet 2,000 years later, an entire generation is talking about Jesus Christ.
That was American evangelical legend Billy Graham, perhaps the most influential Christian in this country over the last 100 years. He was known to tour the country and the world, filling stadiums with those who wanted to hear his message. He died in 2018. Newsweek published an article on Celebrities Lost. Stephen Hawking, a man known for pushing atheism and the concept that the universe is governed by the laws of science, made the cut. Billy Graham is not mentioned.
That, I think, was a major faux pas by the magazine, because I think that they would have listed him definitely as one of the key figures of our nation and of our culture. So why they missed him, I think, is because church isn't in the forefront, I think, of the mainstream media, and so that might be why they missed it.
Could Billy Graham have risen to prominence in America today as he did many years ago?
Okay, that's a hard question to answer. If you were just starting today, I would say that seeing how he related to our culture back then, I think he could have risen. If you're asking, entering into the 21st century, could he be as relevant today in his style? And I think he definitely could be. Graham was a person who looked at the culture and he said, okay, how does the gospel relate to the culture? He never changed his message. His message was consistent throughout.
Is the attack on organized religion and Christianity growing too much in America?
We don't live in a Christian society. There has been a change in our view of Christian values that has become more or less and less accepting of Christian values. But it's just the common assault that's always there on Christianity that the Bible says is going to happen. Jesus says, they hated me, they're going to hate you.
What kind of future does Christianity have in America?
The future for the church, and I've been looking at where we're at today. And back in the 60s, 70s, our culture, our world was falling apart. You look in the late 60s, early 70s, we had the Watts riots. We had the women's movement, a very strong feminist women's movement. We had the Vietnam War protests. So our country was in a great upheaval back in that day, and it looked like we were falling apart as a nation. What happened, and one of the things that I think that saved us, that brought us, was the Jesus movement. I think that was a genuine revival in our land, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we're heading in our nation today.
Frank McCaffrey reporting for Americans for Limited Government.